These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson, tracking those top stories from ABC15 Arizona. And Lori Daybell is back in the news after a Maricopa County jailhouse interview with East Idaho News. Daybell says she believes she and her husband, Chad Daybell, will be exonerated. Daybell told the outlet, quote, "I've never hurt anybody in my entire life." She was found guilty of killing her two children, Tylee and JJ, in Idaho. And earlier this year, two separate Arizona juries found her guilty in separate murder conspiracy trials. Daybell is set to be sentenced July 25th.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
There is a new top cop in the East Valley, Dan Butler, taking the helm after Chief Ken Cost announced his retirement. Butler served as executive assistant chief at the department's operations bureau before getting the job. He was surrounded by his friends and family during Tuesday's ceremony.
I think the thing that I'm going to focus on the chief is really taking a look at the men and women in the organization and preparing them to take over after I leave.
When you come up through the ranks in your respective departments, you understand the foundation and what is required to lead this department. And he listens, and being a good leader, you have to listen.
Butler says police really only have the power that the community is willing to give them. He hopes to make that difference in building trust. A quick heads up for Valley Metro riders. We're just days away from the 4th of July holiday, and that means there will be some changes to service. So starting on Friday, buses, light rail, and streetcars will operate on a Sunday schedule. Customer service and transit center service windows will also be closed. They're encouraging riders to plan their trip using the Valley Metro app. ABC 15 Smart Shoppers, if you're planning to host family and friends to celebrate Independence Day, you can expect to spend a little bit more than last year. That's why this morning, Scripps News Group consumer reporter John Matarese is advocating for your finances and has some smart tips so you don't waste your money.
4th of July barbecues aren't the same without traditional American fare. From hot dogs to potato salad to s'mores, we found ways to save on these great crowd pleasers without breaking the bank.
Come on down to Rivertown, IGA today.
Heather Fry is part grocery store manager and part circus ringmaster.
We have got some great deals on beef, chicken, pork chops.
With beef prices still near all-time highs, she says you may want to skip the steak and go for cheaper pork chops.
$2.99 a pound, that is delicious on the grill for July 4th.
Or even cheaper hot dogs like Oscar Mayer's for $2.99 a pack. For the biggest savings, Fry says grab in-season items, all on markdown.
We've got our cantaloupe on sale, our watermelon.
Danny Jensen with Cheapism says there are ways to save when deciding what food to serve.
Grilled chicken or kebabs is kind of a great way to really stretch the amount of meat. Vegetables too. I mean, they're good for us, but it's also, a nice way to kind of round out the meal.
Jensen's other savings tips? Do a potluck style meal. The burden won't be all on you, and you'll get to try your guests' favorite recipes. Buy in bulk by shopping at warehouse clubs. Consider choosing store brands for items where you don't have a strong brand preference. And be sure to get a head count so you don't overbuy.
Another great way too is something like tacos. You don't need as much meat for that because you'll get all the other fillings. You've got your salsa and guacamole and everything else that kind of rounds it out and also kind of makes it fun.
Back at the IGA, Heather Fry says don't forget buns and condiments.
Hot dog buns, barbecue, mustard, ketchup, all the condiments, everything you need to make July 4th the best ever.
Smart advice so you don't waste your money. John Matarese, Scripps News Group.
Tracking your most accurate forecast on the second day of July. I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. A hot start to the morning with temperatures in the valley, 8 o'clock already in the low to mid 90s, 101 at midday under mostly sunny skies. And look at that chance of rain. It picks up finally today at 40% here in the metro, with temperatures finally also staying below 110 degrees, calling for a high of 107, which is seasonal. Meanwhile, in northern parts of the state, we'll keep highs in the upper 70s and Flagstaff, lower 80s along the Mogollon Rim and toward the White Mountains, with 90s and lower 100s across the lower deserts. Now, as far as the storm threat, we do have that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms across much of Arizona, even the possibility of severe weather in northwestern parts of the state, and even flooding concerns in Pima County as a flood watch takes effect at 11 o'clock this morning. Your 7-day forecast showing those temperatures staying below 110 through at least a 5th of July, but staying dry after the 4th. Meanwhile, Flagstaff promising storm chances today and then slowly drying out and warming up with highs back in the 80s beginning on Saturday.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.